Welcome back. We're here with Jamie from Sajji Sun Sweets. Jamie, how are you?
I'm fine. How about you?
Doing fantastic. I'm very excited to dive deep into your desserts. They look amazing. So thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be on here.
Of course. So, what does being a home baker allow you to do that differs from owning an actual store?
I think I have more flexibility as far as being able to take time with my customers. Um, Honestly, it's not that much difference because I work with a friend of mine in her bakery. It's really not that much of a difference, but she's just kind of at one location where I'm at home, so I'm a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah. Is there like anything being a home baker that kind of allows you to be a little bit more personal, like with your customers?
Well, with that, I'm like naturally a talkative person. I used to be shy, but I'm talkative now. So, with baking and then being able to connect with them, it's more like friends than customers. I
Yeah,
guess I look at them more like
yeah,
friends.
yeah. That's awesome, and I think it you bring a new level of perspective because I feel like a lot of people that are in baking or in the food industry they think they have to open up, they open up a restaurant, open up like a brick and mortar store, but you're showing that like hey, like you don't need to own a brick and mortar store to see success.
Right, right. And it was pretty unexpected too. I didn't expect to kind of get into baking like that. It was kind of like a part time thing and then became a full time thing. And now it pretty much dominates most of my days. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And what is the creative process like when you're coming up with a new dessert to create?
Normally I'll see something on TV. It could be anywhere. If I read a book or I see something on TV and it kind of, I'm like, hey, I like this, but let me try to put a twist on it. So it's
Yeah,
usually I just see something I'm inspired by it, and then I kind of just try to put a twist on it. But that doesn't happen. I'll be honest, it doesn't happen that often because, like with the customers I have, they pretty much are set in what they like. So
yeah,
usually, I kind of have to experiment.
yeah.
Later, my downtime.
Is is there anything that really catches your like inspiration, like that really sparks that inspiration to have you make something new?
Nothing really. It could be anything or anywhere. If I'm watching something like a movie, like I saw one movie, I forgot what it was. It was like a TV show on Netflix, and he was making churros, and I was like, hmm. Or if I'm reading a book and I'm like, I tend to read like those romantic books, and usually they have to be bakers, and they're making something, and I'm like, oh, that sounds good. So it could be anywhere.
Yeah, and when you started kind of your baking journey, did your personal preferences like ever play a part in what you make? Like what you made for your clients?
Well, that's interesting because everybody knows me as the cookie lady out here in my city, but I did not start off making cookies. Personally, I wanted to do cheesecakes
Okay.
because, like, the nearest city is Houston from here, like an hour and a half away. So I'm like, we don't have a cheesecake factory. Let me see what I could do with cheesecake bars out here. So that was my personal preference. I was trying to push cheesecakes. And then people were like, well, can you make us some cookies? And then my mom, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
But of course, you can't tell the customer no.
Yeah.
So yeah, it kind of yeah. My personal preference was cheesecake, and then it went to cookies. So I just you kind of got to go with it.
Yeah. Do you still make a lot of cheesecake nowadays, or like is it more like on the cookie side?
More on it, I would say 99.9% of the time it's cookies, and then the other time it's cheesecake bars, and usually it's for an event like a party or usually around like the holidays.
Yeah. Yeah, and I see that you do a lot of collaboration with a lot of like local businesses.
Yeah.
Like why is it so important for you to build those, like those local relationships with other businesses?
Well, I mean, it's for one, it's room for everyone, but a lot of times, to me, that's how you do better collaboration, not competition. And a
Yes.
lot of times, if there's an event, and I don't know how to put it, but for me, you're local. We're all doing the same thing. It's kind of like a group of like-minded people getting together, and we just work well. It just works out. It
Yeah.
doesn't even happen purposely. It just kind of happens. And of course, I believe in posting and tagging. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I see you're very passionate about making content, inspiring like other young like entrepreneurs or the entrepreneurs that are that are newer to the journey. I saw your content. You do the do's and don'ts of
Yes,
entrepreneurship, which I thought was pretty cool.
I started that. I will be honest. I have not been very consistent with it, only because I have some personal things going on. Like, just to share with you, I was in a car accident, so that was something to kind of get past. But of course, you can't. Once you have your own business, you can't really stop.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you wake up and it's like, I don't feel like doing this, but you have to. So I haven't been as consistent as I was, but I plan on getting back to it. And I actually have some more projects planned, but I'm trying to take it one day at a time because now I'm about to be moving also. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a lot going on in my personal life, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, and for those new entrepreneurs that are watching your journey and watching your content, what is one piece of advice that you would give to an entrepreneur that is just getting started?
Network. Network. I know it is hard to get out there and put yourself out there. I know it. And I was like that. A lot of them, like a lot of the people I network with, will tell you, I did not talk. I did when I first started. I did not talk, but when you network, you open doors that you don't realize
Yes.
can be open. I've gotten so many opportunities. Like I would say, one of my first clients. Now I'm just starting. Like at the time, I was just starting off. I didn't know anyone, but through networking, one of my first real clients, as far as a catering event, wasn't so much catering, but an event, was an attorney running for a judge.
Wow.
Now, I mean, there was no way I couldn't have got that without networking.
Yeah.
But I would say that would be my advice: network. Please put yourself out there. It's hard, but it's worth it. Go through your chamber, go through the BBB in
Yes.
your city, but network.
And I think you've, through your journey, you've realized this, but networking is a skill.
Yeah.
What, like you see people that are either very good at networking or are very shy. Like what do you do to make sure that you're capturing opportunities and relationships when you are networking with people?
I know it's gonna sound cliche and everything, but be yourself. And you can see this on my page. When I go to a lot of these events, I am not dressed up because I'm on my feet all day. I'm not
Yeah.
wearing heels after being in the kitchen for like 5, 6, 7 hours. So usually I'm casual and I'm just me. I laugh, I talk, I joke. At first it's intimidating because it's like you're around all these established people who've been in it for like 20, 30, 40 years. But you got to put that out of your mind because a lot of times they want to help you, you know.
Yeah.
So just be yourself, strike up a conversation, and just it'll flow from there. Trust me, it will. They'll start asking you questions, and then one thing will lead to another. Then it's like, oh, I know someone who's doing this and that. That's how I've gotten a lot of my opportunities. But just be yourself. And I know it sounds cliche, but it works. It works.
Yeah, for sure. And I also saw on your Facebook that you post a lot about Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Oh God.
which it seems to be one of your favorite shows
Yes.
that you watch, which I love to see.
Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra are
Yeah.
my shows. Yes.
Is there any spiritual aspects that you take away from that show?
That everyone has their own path. That's kind of, I'll be honest, it's kind of hard because I am in a state where it's very conservative. I'm in Texas.
Yeah.
So, but, with that, everybody has their own path, and what's meant for you, it will be for you. Um, I could, I could go on and on, like about Zuko and his journey. But yeah, like everybody has their own path. Nobody can interfere with your destiny. What is meant for you will be for you. There's going to be a lot of twists. And there's going to be a lot of turns,
Yeah.
and I've applied that to my real life. But yes, I could go on and on about Zuko and Uncle Iroh and everybody. I didn't know you saw that.
Yes, I did. I did my research.
I used to belong to the group, but it started getting kind of weird on Facebook. So I was like, well, maybe I don't need to be in the group. But it's so funny because I have kids, right? And so it started off, I watched, with them. And then it was like, oh no, I like this. And then I
Yeah.
started watching it by myself, and then I became like obsessed with it.
That's awesome.
Like, I'm waiting on the new movie to come out next year. So yeah. And they
That's
keep pushing
awesome.
back, so I'm not happy about that. But yeah,
I love it. Yeah, I think those type of anime shows they always have a very good nugget of knowledge in them.
yeah, because
Like,
I used to watch it casually, like the anime shows, like the other stuff, way back then, like Cowboy Bebop, Death Note, and
yeah,
all that. But this one was different. This one was way different. Some people don't consider it an anime because it's in the U.S. compared to overseas, but anime to me. But yeah, this one was different.
yeah. I
Yeah.
have two more questions for you. If you could have dinner with two people, one person from the past and one person from the present, who would it be and why?
From the past, it would be my grandmother. Nobody famous, but my grandmother. I miss her more and more every day. The older I get, because I've picked up habits that she had when she was living that I couldn't appreciate then. Like I don't know if you, I'm a plant lady, and she
Yes.
was a plant lady, and it was like I didn't appreciate that when I was younger because we had to go outside and water plants, and when you're like 12 years old, you don't want to do that.
No.
You know? But if I could see her again, I would. Oh my gosh! But as far as currently, um, and like I said, this is no one famous. One of my coaches behind the scene. He's very busy. He's been in business for about as long as I've been living. But every time I talk to him, I get so much knowledge, and I will circle back. Meeting him came through networking. You just
Yes.
never know who you come across. But yeah, those would be the two people. No one
What
famous.
would
I don't really.
what would one thing you would want to say to your grandmother?
I miss you. I miss you, and I wish I appreciated you more while you were here.
I love that. I have one more question for you.
Sure.
Why did you decide to partner with us and offer the discounts?
Well, with that, so this is my thing. So being an entrepreneur has made me realize you have to be open. I like your platform, and then I like what you're doing because I never would have thought of that on my own. Like offering discounts, especially the different levels to different customers. I'm like, wait a minute, like what? And of course, like I said, when you start, being around different people, you become more open to different possibilities. And so when you're an entrepreneur, you kind of train yourself. All you think about is how can I reach more people? How can I reach more people? So when you came along, and it was just like I'm seeing you, and I'm seeing, of course, I looked in and I saw the podcast interviews, and I saw the discount plans, and I was like, um, I like this, and especially with me wanting to be able to ship now to customers all over the U.S.
Yes.
because I was just local. Then I'm like, it seems like a great match. I'd be crazy not to do it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that
We appreciate you. Thank you for those kind words. That's all the questions I have. How can people find you? And what is one thing you would love to, leave people with?
you can find me because I have no life. I'm online. I'm on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook. My page is Sajji Sun Sweets, SajjiSunsweets. If you're local, you can find me usually with the Beaumont Chamber of Commerce or with the Better Business Bureau. I partner with them and attend a lot of their events. Or you can just call me. My local number is 409-617-8837. I have to think about that. Yeah.
Perfect. And what is there anything you want to leave, like people with, either like business or personal, or anything you want to leave
Keep
people with?
going. Do not stop. I've, many a day I've been like, this will be my last day.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to keep on doing it. But keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. It gets better. I promise you, it gets better. The one thing I've learned is whatever you do, stay consistent. But if you feel like you have to take breaks, take breaks. Don't punish yourself, but keep going. That would be my advice.
Awesome. Well, Jamie, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, sharing your knowledge. It was a great conversation. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, and you have a great day. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
Yes, you too.